Yeah, so what? It's your boy, Bitz and Bobz. Yes, people, welcome to another episode of Bitz and Bobz meets Mr. Take Note. Mr. wears a different hat, different show. As you can see, I'm wearing a hat because I got the guy in the building. It was only right. Yo, Flawless, what we saying, bro?
Yo, first and foremost, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for bringing me on, man. Thank you very much for the invite. Secondly, we need that Bitz and Bob merch now, innit? We need that Bitz and Bob. We need that Bitz and Bob merch. It has to happen now. It has to happen. Trust me. The people are gonna start asking for it. I'm telling you. Myself including. You let me know what the price is, and I will purchase one off you. You know me. I always need hats to wear, so I will definitely rock that on the show.
Do you know what? Yeah, we'll do a swap, bro. Don't worry. We'll wake up. Cause I want some
yes.
cards. Actually, I want Mr. Take Note. Do you know what I mean?
I need to get a Mr. Take Note logo design, but that will soon come. Yeah, that will soon come.
Shout out to Rashid Harris, man. Big up.
Yeah, Rashid, my guy, man. Yeah. He's my
big up.
One of the young OGs.
Yeah, man. So listen, bro. You know what it is, man. We wrap it for 60 minutes. We chat about everything, yeah. But you know, before we go into it, man, this is about you, innit? You know, I've got to play something real quickly. Actually, I don't know if the guys listening can hear it though. Let me see. Shout out to Rashid Harris,
Oh, the Mambo ring. Hey, Mambo.
Hey, listen. Let me know. Listen, yeah. I think some people don't realize that you rap. Flawless.
No, people won't know. People who know me from the footballing space won't know that I am actually an MC. And that's where everything started. That's the first and foremost. That's what the first, how do I say this? The first skill in my entrepreneurial bow. That's what I'll say. Hopefully that sentence made sense. But yes, that's what started everything. That was a bigger Ryan as well. He's another regular supporter, and he'd be on videos as well and be on live streams. But yeah, that's the root of everything. That was the base. That's where it started, was music. Yes, and then everything else.
Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Talk me through it, bro. Music.
Right. So music. Where did it all start? So it's actually high school. Actually, so boom, in high school. I've always been a hip hop fan anyway, and then I started to learn more about grime, and obviously grime was massive when I was in high school. Like for those that know, obviously remember Lethal Beat Pow, one of the biggest tunes of them times.
Bro, let's take it back to Lethal Beat. Oi, who's that Warfare Crew?
Yeah, who's that Warfare Crew? Oh yeah, oi, tunes like that. So I'm learning about grime. So obviously you're in school them times. You know what I'm saying 13, 14. Everybody's an MC. So at lunch times, break times, there's circles. And people be playing the beat off a phone. Everyone's going back and forth. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just try this. So I've started. So then me and my boy, I remember, I'll never forget it. We were just in the IT room chilling. Like, all right, let's start writing bars. I was like 13 years old. Boom. Started penning bars. I was terrible. Absolutely awful. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely dreadful. When I look back at what I was writing, absolutely dreadful. But back then it was all about reloads. So I was dreadful for about 2 years, about 13 to 15. Then eventually I got half decent at it, because obviously when you practice something, I've been a talker anyway, even before all this. This is why I'm so comfortable on mic and public speaking, because I'm a chatterbox anyway. I'm a talker from young, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, from 13, so I got to like 15 and I got half decent at it. And then I started writing more, started getting reloads. Obviously there was a youth club near me. Everyone used to go there. I can't remember what day it was. And everyone would just be there spraying bars. I'm on mic, spraying bars. I wish Tox was here because he could tell you this, spraying bars. And it was all about reloads back then. It's all about getting reloads. It wasn't really much about lyrical content back then. It was all about how many reloads can you get? What catchy stuff can you say to the crowd? So I'm in parties in the ends. Everyone's MC and blah, blah, blah. And then boom, I'm getting reloads on mic. I'm just grabbing mic, innit? I was just confident like that. I'm like, let me just grab mic and put myself out there. And then it got to 16, I'm in college. I'm a better MC than I've been MCing for like 3-4 years. So I'm starting to pick up tips. People who are better than me, I take on advice. So like if I'm trying to do something and somebody who's doing the same thing is better than me and has had success at it, I pay attention to them. Same in this space. This is why when I shout my dumb Mr. Aaron United, if he tells me something about this YouTube space, I listen. If Saeed tells me something, I listen. I might rants, because these are men that are more successful in this area than I am. So it's the same with MCing and that. So it was the same thing. So boom, man's got to 16, barring out, and then I went to college in it. Sure, everyone knows that knows about Loretto College. It's where I met my Cody Tox. It's also where I met JV as well. So I met both them in college. Yeah. So I remember there was a circle going on. Boom. I don't even know anyone like that. And people are MCing. There's a space on the beat. I just jump in. Boom. Man's barring away and that. And then me and Tox, it was me, Tox, and two others ended up doing a showcase at the college. And there was a performance thing in it. So we had to perform twice. They robbed us. We should have won it. We didn't even make top. I'm still not over it. They robbed us 2006. The Rattle Showcase. We was robbed. Tox will tell you we was robbed because we rocked the place. And then from then on, me and Tox was just what's it called? We've rocked together ever since then.
Mason Puffy, yeah. Them kind of vibes.
It's kind of like that, but Tox is extremely talented. That's what I'm saying. Even back then, as soon as I met him, I'm like, you know, when certain people just have it, he has star quality. As you hear him on the Mambo remix, for instance, like star quality. Like listen to that verse on the Mambo remix. He knocks that out the park like that. I told
crazy,
him,
bro.
studio,
It's crazy.
You knocked that out the park. So then, boom, me and him ended up linking up. And then what was it at first? So the click was just me and him. So me and him was just going back and forth, going into studios. We're not like proper studios, like sticking. Yeah, big up free in midfield each and every time. And we were just barring out. Like I said, we didn't shout out Prime. Yeah, this clone thing and that. This is flawed. This is clone 2.021 in it.
Trust me, there's a saying, guys. That we always say, yeah, the devil works hard, but Flawless works harder. Do you know what I'm saying?
You see it out here. See me out here. So we're in studio, and again, there isn't much direction. We're just laying down tracks, releasing tracks. Obviously, the same people who are bigger than us. And then, what was the original click? So the original click was just me and Tox in it. It was just a two-man alliance. Then we met a producer who I know who was slightly older, cold producer, still a cold producer. So he ended up joining with us. And that's when Take Note was formed. So the reason why I call myself Mr. Take Note is because Take Note is the actual musical click. That's the name of the musical click. Yeah. So it's myself.
Oh, interesting.
Tox, Scorps. So that's where Mr. Take Note comes from. But that was later down the line. Because at this point, I was just called Flawless. So then, boom, the producer joins the click. We have a few other man join the click. And then there's like 6 man. And I'm one of them. When I'm involved in something, if it's not going right, I will voice that to the people involved. I'll never publicly bash anybody. I'll voice that to everybody privately. But then if those problems don't get addressed, I will leave that situation or distance myself. So there was issues within the team. Bear in mind, we hadn't released any music, but we was recording, but there was no direction. But I'm still cool with everyone now. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's not even politics. It was just differences in direction, differences in opinion and type of what music we're making. Because I make gritty music in it. I make greasy music. I don't make music for the clubs. I don't make bars for clubs. I don't make, even though the Mambo remix would pop off in a club, that's me featuring on that tune. I would never bring that tune to somebody. You get what I'm saying? I make gritty stuff. I make stuff like lyrical content. I want someone like, say for instance, you're listening to one of my tunes. I want you to rewind my tune because you missed punchlines and metaphors within my verse. I want to make you rewind the verse. Like, yo, I didn't catch what man said there. Yo, rewind that back. That's me. I like to be a punchline MC. I'm a metaphor, similes. I scheme. I put loads of different things together. This is why it takes me so long to write. That's what I want to be known for. So there was differences in the team. We hadn't released anything. And then we got to 2000 and I think it might have been, was it 12? Yes, if I do remember correctly, it was 2012. The team had kind of disbanded and it was just me and Tox. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to just do this thing myself because that's just how I am. Not even bigging myself up. I'm like, I'll always bet on me. You know me? Your things. I think
obviously you've got to.
Yes, you have to be your own biggest fan and you have to champion yourself. So I remember standing up with Tox. We was on a main road in the ends. And I said, yo, family, you on this? And Tox looked at me and said, yeah, I'm down for this. So I said, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to hit, every single month, either one of us or both of us are just going to do a freestyle video. You get me? So that's because freestyle videos were popping at that point. They still are now, but you know, like you see, say, a Daily Duppy on GRM Daily.
We're not big. That was the next level, innit? From the freestyles. That's what people don't know, innit?
Yes, that's what people don't know. Yeah. So 2012, boom, I've said that to him at the top of the year. This was January we were speaking. It might have even been December. And I was like, all right, what we're going to do next year is hit every freestyle media channel on YouTube that we can and that. You know what I mean? Yes, I have a selection of hats for everything. I need more on that. I need this hat sponsor to come in. That's something I need in 2021.
You know,
yeah, go on.
Do you know what, talking about hats here? Quick side note, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I remember, well, my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, yeah. I remember I brought back to yard. And all my hats and my snapbacks were all on my wall hanging.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she went, "That's got to go." I was like, "Excuse me?" I thought, yeah, so what? Do you know what I mean? Come here. Do you know what I mean? Lo and behold, yeah. With a year later, bro, it was gone.
Yeah, man, they gotta go in it. If wifey says they gotta go, man. Happy wife, happy life in it. You know what I'm saying? If she just wants you to remove your what's it called, then it's fine. Yeah.
It's crazy. No, as you're saying, so okay. So from the freestyling and stuff, yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, from what I know you from a third eye view.
Right.
Every Monday, you know.
Yeah.
For those who are watching, and if you do watch it back, when lockdown started, I started watching YouTube, and I started watching Flawless, JV, and Stro from a third eye view. And I used to love it. I used to, I'm gonna tune in and watch it. I watched it every time, but then I was under a different name, and I was just like, yeah. And it was funny. I was so angry because my football training got changed to Monday night. Because I remember you said, "Oh, sorry, boys, I'm late." And I hate missing it. Real talk. I hate missing it because I'm like, I want to get them for the jokes. You know, at the beginning, the pleasantries come out of the way, then the jokes start flying. So, so talk to me about radio, man, because I think it's good that you have so many, as we say in Scotland, so many ribbons to your bow. Or the Scottish saying is, you have a few fingers and a few pies, as they say.
Yeah. I've heard that over here as well. Yeah.
So talk to me, man. Like the radio thing, what happened? I mean, because you Stro JV. I mean, was that like an audition? You guys came together, or was it just an idea? Or did you know each other before?
So again, it falls into the same category of being, once I'm in a situation or I'm involved with a platform, I will do everything in my power to make that platform successful. I put all my energy into it. I bring all ideas. I will work as hard as I possibly can to make that a success. But then once I'm involved in that, if I'm not being given the best, if I believe, I could be wrong at times. If I believe I'm not being given the best possible platform to succeed, I leave. Back onto the football thing. This is what I talk about with Ollie. When people complain about the owners and complain about the Glazers and complain about Woodward and say Ollie didn't get this, didn't get that. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. That's me. If I've been given a job to do and I'm the manager of something, and the people above me are not giving me the best possible tools to succeed, you're sabotaging me. And now it looks bad on my name and my brand and my skill set. If I'm going to fail, let me fail by myself. So I will leave situations because of that. And I won't leave like in an aggressive manner. I'll always try and solve it first though. So because I'll never go into business with someone I don't like. So I know I'll be able to talk to them properly and be like, right, look, this is not working. What is the plan? So back to, the freestyle. So you asked me about how did I meet? It's the same thing. So we'll get back to the freestyle bit because we've jumped like we've
I just want to someone said something with the booth and then it just made me think your studio. Answer the Stro part and then let's jump back to freestyle. So I love hearing you talk about music, man. It's good hearing what people are so passionate about
because it all links up. So I go back and then you'll hear our head stuff. It all links up. So then we started doing the freestyle video thing. It was 2012, and like I said, me and Tox both said, right, I said we're gonna hit every channel possible every month throughout the year of 2012. So the aim is 12 freestyle videos, and like YouTube has recommended videos. So when you click on one of our videos, another one of our videos is there. So he's like, down, I'm on it. So boom, we started the year. The first one I did, I never forget it, was called shout out my brother JV. Big on Road TV. It was called Big on Road TV. I don't even know if it's still going. You can still go check this now. 2012, it was Big on Road TV. And I remember I shot it, got the rhythm off the producer, shot it, boom, it went out. I think it did like 700 views in the first day. So I was gassed. Then I woke up, it hit over 1K. Then I said to Tox, we're onto something. So boom, we hit that. Then the whole month, we kept going. So we did literally, I think, 12 freestyle videos throughout the month, or something like that. If it wasn't 12, it was definitely 11. We started to get a following. People started to say, what's going on with Flawless? What's going on with Tox? Take note, blah, blah, blah. So then we was like, okay, when we got to 2013, because we've laid all the groundwork in 2012, we can be a little bit more selective now in terms of going on certain channels and going on the bigger channels. Because all the channels I did was just smaller channels, Big On Road TV, Swagger Camp Media. I did F-Star TV. There's a few more of the smaller channels I did. But yeah, salute to them all, because they all helped massively. And I'm still cool with 90% of all their man still to this day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So switching lanes. So we got to 2013. We're like, all right, we're going to be a little bit more selective. And then I came across this channel called King of the Hill TV. Shout out my guy, JG, because like I said, we're still cool to this day. He's an Arsenal fan. That's why he's on the Arsenal show. So I ended up, I looked at his numbers and his views, and they was bigger than any channel I had done previously. So I thought, all right, let me get the beat, write this. He's based in Bradford. Went down to Bradford, because that's one thing I did during this period was travel. The majority of them freestyle videos I did, I traveled for. I traveled to Derby. I traveled to Bradford. I traveled to Nottingham. I traveled to Birmingham, to the point where I'm meeting people and they don't know I'm from Manchester because they've seen me in so many different cities shooting freestyle videos. So we can be a bit more selective. And then I ended up, like I said, coming across King of the Hill TV. So I've come across that, big numbers, because he's had big people on his channel, Method Man, Redman, Deontay Wilder, like he's had So I did the freestyle video with him. Boom, knocked it out of the park. And then it did like a K. And then he messaged me on WhatsApp. I'll never forget it, because I didn't really check the comments like that. And he said, yo, my G, P110 Media is rating you. And at the time, P110 was massive then. That and JDZ, they're the two biggest at that moment in time. Absolutely huge in 2013. So he's like, yeah, shout me. So boom, I've commented on the thing to the P110 guy, and he was like, yeah, message me. Boom, messaged him. And then he was like, right, come down to Birmingham, get this shot. Did my P110 Media, which you can still go see, my one take. Knocked it out the park, did great numbers. And then the final one is I want to get on JDZ. So eventually, because I linked up with my boy Cano Man in it, who's from Peterborough, who's a massive MC from Peterborough. He's ended up linking up with JDZ. JDZ was like, yo, we want you to come down as well. So I ended up shooting my Spitfire for JDZ, which is still, I think it's the biggest numbers I've done. I don't know if it's on 9, maybe 10K. This was like 2013.
Okay. So I'm glad I know you now then.
Yeah. So we got to that. So then that year again, successful. Tox has been with me as well. The ciphers that we've done, he's getting his name up. We've been on sets. Shit's going well, but we're not in studio. We're literally doing freestyle videos. So we get to 2014, and I'm telling Tox at the back end of 2013, we need to do something different, fam. We need to do something different, because we've accomplished the two big goals that we wanted to get on in terms of getting a name for ourselves, one, and the two biggest channels. So I'm like, what we gonna do? So then I seen Don't Flop pop up. Obviously, big battle rap league at the time. It's not no more. I don't know if it's still longer going, but it's massive at the time. Don't Flop, massive. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna apply for Don't Flop. So I applied. Boom, they got back to me, and I was like, this is the lane we're going in, Tox. So he's like, all right, I'm down, because I was already watching battle rap beforehand, but not in the UK. I watch URL over stateside, and still to this day, because lyrically, them man are monsters.
Yeah.
So started battle rapping, opened us up to a whole new world, whole new fan base. Did my first battle, the tryout went well. Did my second and third battles, didn't go so well, because I was going through, no excuses, I was just going through shit in life shit. So then boom, because I'm going through it, this is what you're supposed to do as a teammate. Tox has stepped up. He started battling, boom, knocked his first battle out of the park. Second battle Tox does is in the Ritz in Manchester, which is in front of 1,000 people. So Tox is going from strength to strength battling, strength to strength. Oh yeah, at this point, Scorps joined at this point. The third member Scorps joined during this year as well, which is still take note to this day. Tox is going from strength to strength battling. I'm going from strength. I'm getting better now battling. I took a long time off, came back, sorted myself out, went Ireland a couple times. It was great, and it went Dublin a couple times, battled a few times, did 2-on-2s, battled in front of 700, 800 people, had fun. That's where I met Stro. This is why I went to go through this, because I met Stro through battle rap, because Stro was also a battler at the time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Stro was a battler at the time.
Don't sleep on Stro, boy. Wow.
Stro got a battle at 1 million views. Don't let him mistaken. Stroh's got a battle that's got 1 million views on
Are you
YouTube.
serious?
Yes. And people try to hate on him and be like, "Oh, it's not because of you." Yo, if you're a part of a battle that got 1 million views, you're a part of that battle.
Of course,
Yes.
yeah, 100%.
People are like, "Oh, he's not this good. He's not like." You know how people like to hate. So yeah, we involved him.
Yeah, man, that's it. It's too much negative energy, man. But go on, go on.
So we battling, and then, like I said, met Stroh through that, and then we get to a point in battle rap where, again, I'm one of them. I'm always looking for the next big thing or like what we can be doing. And our fan base is going up. That's how the Sarcasm City podcast. So I stopped battling because I kind of fell out of love with it because there's no win at the end for it. There's nothing to gain from it. Like I still get messages to this day when people are like, "Oh, when you're gonna battle again?" And I always tell them the same thing. I'm not battling because I have nothing to gain from it. There is no benefit. It's an ego boost, and that's it. If there was money on the line, I'd be like, all right, cool. If there was a big fan base there, if there was big views, if it was big exposure, but there's none of that anymore. So I slowed down battling, Tuck slowed down battling, and then we ended up being staff. No, actually, then we ended up creating the Sarcasm City podcast, but it's not how people see it today. It was literally one a week. Obviously, it wasn't live at them times, and we just record it. Me and Tox would just chop it up about current affairs, chop it up about battle rap, etc., etc. And then because obviously we slick talkers, so we had a lot. Battle rap is very competitive, so we had a lot of issues with a lot of battle rappers. Because Tox is a big wind-up merchant in it. He's a massive wind-up merchant. He's hilarious.
From the gist I got with him, yeah.
Yes, massive wind-up merchant. So he'd wind people up so much to the point where they'd attack me personally, you get what, or attack me verbally, you get what I'm saying, online. So I say I'll be in work or something, work a shift, come out to bare notifications on Facebook or my Twitter of somebody going in. So then I have to go to the group chat and be like, "Yo, what's going on here?" And then Tox would explain, "Yo, me and this person went back and forth." So I'm like, all right, cool. But yeah, with battle rap being so competitive, it's also negative, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to talk bad about it because there's people. Why is it negative? Because the people are negative. The owners of leagues are negative. Well, not all owners, but some of the owners of leagues are negative. Some of the fans are negative. The battlers are negative. It's a place where there is a lot of weirdos who just can't function in normal life. That's what it is. And being on the inside, like once you get on it, you see how the food is made. You know what I'm saying? Like you get to see behind the, because I know 90%, anyone who's watching this who's a UK battle rap fan, I've met 90% of your favorite battle rappers. I've spoke to 90% of them. Or if I haven't, someone I know has. And it's like, there's cool ones, don't get me wrong, like me and Stro, that's my bro to this day. You know what I'm saying? Me and Stro have been cool ever since I met him up until right now. But yeah, it's a lot of negativity. The fans like to complain. It's all doom and gloom. And our podcast is a prime example of that because we did it. So what happened was a new league got started. Me and Tox became staff in terms of media. Stro became staff in terms of an events manager. So we was doing a podcast each week talking about similar to how you see Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher on MNF in the Premier League. Me and Tox are doing that about battle rap. The fans didn't want to support it. Well, some of them did, but they would complain, saying we're being too harsh on the battlers, blah, blah, blah. All we're asking is for battlers to turn up one. Because here's the thing with battle rap. There's no accountability for when shit goes wrong. So for instance, if battlers are no-showing and it's normal, battlers would no-show. Battlers would take deposits and then not show up. You know what I'm saying? Or battlers would show up and choke all 3 rounds. For me and Tox are saying, yo, battlers should turn up with 3 rounds. Battlers should turn up. And the fans gave us backlash for that. So then it got to a point where Tox, I remember him telling me, this was about a year, I think from like 2017 maybe to 18. He's like, we need to leave this battle rap shit. We need to leave this battle rap shit. It's negative. And I'm like, yo, let's just see if we can get this to work. Then eventually, boom, we ended up leaving. We ended up leaving the whole battle rap world. And then when we started on the football thing, which I'll go into more detail, just even though I'm jumping, you've seen how the numbers have gone up. We're on our Sarcasm City YouTube channel is closing, it's over 1.5, it's closing in on 2K, it's like 1.6.
Bro, they're monetized now, bro. What we saying?
This is what I'm saying. The footballing support has been a mazza because we was doing battle rap shit for 2-3 years and couldn't get over 1,000 subs. We've been doing the football thing, the footballing live streams for not even a full year, 8 to 9 months, and man have already doubled it. You get what I'm saying? And that. So that's when I say battle rap fans don't support, but the footballing dons do. This is why I always salute them, because I know what it's like to be putting out content and not get supported fully. So we ended up leaving the battle rap world. So in regards to there's so much that's gone on, ended up linking up. So my big bros you see me with on the Q&As, the twins, Mikey and AV8. AV8 to DJ. They're my big bros. So they ended up in a team called, how did it start? Well, I'm trying to think now. How did it start? Boom. They was on radio. So the Mic Check team is Mic Check Media is like a management company. They host shows, etc. And I'm cool. Both my bros are involved in it. There's a couple other dons that I know from it as well. And then it got to the point where I was like, I want to get on radio in it. I want to be on radio. I don't know where I got the idea from, but I'm like, I'm a talker. I want to get on radio. And then AV8 was on radio with the Mic Check team. And he was on a radio station called Radio Diamond. And it was on Sundays. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to come down for something to do. It's not far from my house, support the family. So I ended up coming down. I wasn't on mic or anything. I'm just there supporting. Then eventually they're like, oh, do you want to come on with me and Righteous? Shout out my Don Righteous, because Righteous welcomed me with open arms. So that was the three of us. And we was hosting on the, hosting the show every Sunday on Mic Check. Man was having a ball, first radio gig, having an absolute ball.
Can imagine, man. Can imagine.
Yeah, having a ball. Then the station we was at, basically they wasn't supporting fully. And like I said to you twice already, there's a theme to this. Once I'm on your platform, I will do everything in my power to make it a success. But if you don't give me the tools to succeed, I will leave. So something happened that I'm not going to go into with Radio Diamond.
Yeah.
I ended up leaving. So I told AV8 and Righteous, I was like, yo, look, I got love for you, man. And I'm like, I don't want to kamikaze the whole thing so it blows up for everyone. So I said, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation. So I'm good. So I removed myself from that situation. They kept going. Then eventually they fell out with him. They ended up leaving. Bear in mind, we're all still a part of the Mic Check thing. So then what happened after that? I ended up going. So because Tox is always in and out of studio. So the studio engineer that he knows ended up on Unity. And then Tox ended up getting a spot on Unity Radio, which is a big radio station in Manchester. One of the biggest youth ones. So then Tox is going on there. Boom. Tox being the brother he is, brings me in on there because I know the studio engineer as well. So we're on there for a little bit, doing our own thing. We're on there. Eventually that goes south. But that only goes south because of, that's nothing to do with us. That was due to the studio engineer in Unity. They had some issue. So it is what it is. So that stops. Then by the time that finishes, Mic Check then get a link on, then get linked up, go on a station called Reform Radio. You know what I'm saying?
Bitz and Things that just came in again, Paul.
Yeah, shout out Mrs. Bitz and Things. You know what I'm saying? Salute to her and that. Salute to her and it. Tell her I said hello. So boom. So Mic Check end up getting a spot on Reform Radio. So then we have a slot there. So it's me, AV8, Righteous, same thing again, music. And then we're in a group chat on Mic Check. And Mic Check are still my guys. They're still my dons. So we're going back and forth in the group chat. Not me and them. Everyone's just talking, conversating. And then the certain things we don't like with Reform. The certain things that are being said. And like I said, I'm one of them. I'll always try and address issues. So there seems to be issues within the team with what's going on Reform, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like trying to address it. And then I'm like, you know what? This is making me unhappy. And I'm a strong believer of that. I will cut off anybody or anything that is affecting my happiness. Mental health is key to me. You know what I'm saying? That is the most important thing to me. Because if my mental health is in the bin, I'm no use to anybody, including myself. I can't come and do the show with you if my mental health is in the bin and give you a good show.
Exactly. I'm going to touch on that later on about mental health as well, actually.
And I can't run Sarcasm City TV and give the platform for other people to be success if my mental health is in the bin. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the year I had last year, which was the best year of my life, if my mental health is in the bin. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know what? I left with no plan. And I remember leaving. And then I put out the tweet. And then I put out a tweet, the Facebook post, the Instagram post saying, yo, I've left Mic Check. Big up to everybody. It's not no beef thing. They're still my guys. Like I said, my two big brothers are still over there working. So it's like, there's no beef. And then Tox messaged me. And he was like, yo, I know what you're like. Why have you left Mic Check? So I was like, I'll explain it to you when I see you. So I ended up explaining it to him. Actually, ironically, this is the mad thing. The day that I left, I was trying to get an interview with Deontay Wilder because my boy from King of the Hill, Deontay Wilder, was down in Manchester in, was it Gately? Somewhere in Yorkshire anyway, is in England. and we didn't end up getting it, but that's where I was. I was like, yo, I hit him back, explained it to Tox. Tox was like, yo, I understand why in it. So I've left Reform, I've left Mic Check, I'm no longer on radio, but I want to be back on radio. So I remember tweeting out that next day, and I was like, I know I'm not on the radio airwaves right now, but I will be on radio airwaves in some capacity soon. I don't know where, I don't know doing what, but I'll be back. So then, boom. This is how your thoughts.
Man, I like that attitude.
This is how your thoughts become things. I think it was that same week I seen Pi Radio pop up on my Facebook. Oh, we're a new station. We're looking for shows. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, okay, let me try and think. So I messaged him, and at this point, I had no idea what the show was going to be about, who the co-hosts were going to be, nothing. And I was like, okay, Pi Radio is a music station, but I'm like, I'm not a DJ. I don't listen to enough music to do a full show on it. So I have no interest in a music show. So I'm like, what can I do? And I thought to myself, boom, football. So I'm like, all right, message the guy. Shout out Big S, who's the boss man there. Yo, I got an idea for a football show. What you thinking? I know it's a music station, but what you telling us, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, come down for a meeting. Went down for the meeting, sold it to him. Because obviously he's very skeptical, because Big S, shout out to him. He's not a footballing guy, but the next in command is a don called Sparks. Shout out Sparks. He's a Liverpool fan. He's a footballing guy, so he knows stuff. So when I run stuff by Big S, he'll run it by Sparks. And then Sparks would be like, trust, yeah, it's a good idea. So I ran it by Big S. I had the meeting with him. He's like, Sparks, shout out Sparks. Yeah, me, I love the echo thing. You know what I'm saying? Love the echo thing. I can hear that. Yeah, I can hear you. Make sure you hit the like button as well.
100%. Make sure you smash. Do you know the thing for us? Yeah, I forget to say that, man. I always forget to say that, man.
It comes in time. Let me promote the show while you say that. I'll let you go on your promo run, and I'm gonna get back to that story. I'm literally gonna promote the show.
Man. Listen, guys. Obviously, it's Bitz and Bobz. You know the thing. Yeah. So what? Make sure you like, share the video. Listen, I'm trying to get as much numbers as possible. You know, I'm trying to do things a little bit different with a Scottish swagger. You know what I mean? I just try and bring more people on the channel, like Mr. Take Note, you know, man that is obviously my Caribbean friend, you know what I mean? We're going to touch on that as well, because I was listening to Aaron's show, you know, and I learned something new as well from yourself.
Yeah, these lot ask questions all the time and that. You get what I'm saying? And that they ask questions all the time. 1 sec, I'm literally just promoting the show right now.
For me, yeah, the reason, so while Flawless is doing this thing, the reason why I've done this channel, obviously, like, I'm from Scotland. I want to make a change, you know. One of the biggest things last year, I became the first black leader of my organization, my employer.
Let's go.
Just think, you know, like, if I can make a change in that organization, I can help make a change online, help to talk about racism, mental health, help to get to know people like yourself, and know, like, because you're on an, you know, I know you're a YouTuber, but you're a human being. You go through things, you know.
Yes.
And I'm an advocate for talking. I'm a big conversationalist, and I have amazing people up in Scotland that I work with, and you know, they know who they are. And I just think if I can make a change, if I can change the minds, I'll change the attitudes. You know, I'm fighting for equality. You know, I want to see more women get more jobs. You know, I love shout out to Gold Diggers, Anita, and what they're doing there. Fantastic, bro.
Doing
you know,
yeah. They're doing big
all the females that are actually doing it, and like for me, I'm just an advocate for it. You know, I want to normalize it, bro. And I think to myself, you know, I'm in 2020. I was
getting a water.
Cool. Just a water break, guys. You know, don't change your YouTube station. Just keep it here. You know, big up. Anyone know what the Spurs score is? What's the Tottenham score? Are they losing? Let's hope they get beat. Real talk. Because I prefer if we got Brentford in the final, personally. But it is what it is. For us, this was the same, man. I was just saying that, you know, like, as I was saying, being the first black leader, it's sad at the same time, because you're like, wow, to be the first of something in 2020, it's sad, isn't it? But at the same time, my attitude and the way I am is like, I'm looking to celebrate it. I want to change things. I want everything to be more inclusive, you know? Like, let's normalize talking about these certain subjects. Let's normalize getting to know people. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? Like, let's not just, for some reason, we're in a generation of society where it's negative.
Because we in a society of idiots, and if you want to know how you know we're idiots, is because of social media, and not because of social media. All social media did, I say this all the time, is held up a mirror to the world and let us know how stupid we are. I use this phrase all the time. You would have heard me say it and Talk say on Sarcasm City. God needs to press the reset button. We're supposed to be further along in 2021 than what we are.
Amen to that.
We have all the tools for everybody to be successful, for everybody to live in peace, everyone to be one. And we're not. We're still dealing with racism and sexism in 2020. Yeah, God pulled the plug. That's what it is, isn't it? Like, start again.
It's a shame. Real talk, it is a shame. So just conclude on your story with the stroll.
Back to what I was saying. So back to Pi. So I've had the meeting with Big S. I'm like, right, boom. All we've decided on at this point is it's going to be a Monday because it's straight after Premier League. So we're like, all right, Monday 7 p.m. At this point, I still have no idea of a name. I still have no idea of the co-host, nothing. But I'm like, all right, this will work. So what I've done is across my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, put out posts. So on Twitter and Facebook, I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a co-host, blah, 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 for a Premier League show. Let me know. You have to be Manchester-based. It's going to be a weekly thing, etc., etc. Okay. Put it on my Instagram as well. First person to pop up in my inbox was JV. And I've known JV a long time because JV, even though we're together now, like we hadn't, every time I seen him, it's nothing but love, but we just hadn't been in regular contact at this point. And he messaged me first. As soon as he messaged me, I'm like, yeah, JV's on. Because ideally, I wanted two fans of two separate clubs. But I was like, JV is too funny and too hardworking and too talented to pass up. So I'm like, all right, JV, you're in. So me and JV are going back and forth, discussing ideas, how it's going to work. He's gassed about it. I'm gassed about it. I'm like, let's go. This is going to be a thing. Then finding a third host was extremely difficult because people had hit me up, but certain people who had hit me up didn't live in Manchester, couldn't make Manchester. Certain people were like, we Manchester United fans also didn't want free Manchester United fans on there because it's a Premier League show. There's a couple of this is what I'm saying. Couple of hosts who we were supposed to have on it didn't work out, and then Tox said to me, I think it was Tox who might have said it to me, and you're gonna hear me mention him a lot because he's been at that. Like I said, that's my brother, my Cody. He's been from the start of the journey all the way up until now. And he was like, "What?" He said to me early, "Why don't you hit up Stro?" But I'm like, I know Stro be very busy, so I was like, that's why I didn't. So in the end, I ended up hitting up Stro, and I'm not expecting Stro to say yeah at this point because I know how busy he is with everything that he's got going on, family man, etc. Stro's like, "Yo, I'm on it." And Barrett, him and JV actually. They grew up in the same ends, you know what I'm saying? And that, so even though they didn't know each other, they knew a lot of the same people. You know what I'm saying? So Stroll's like, yeah, I know of him because JV back in the day was a big MC back in the day. JV is a big MC back in the day, and one of the biggest cliques in Manchester, in it, like back in the day, like during that school period and that college. Yeah, massive. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew JV, I knew of him before I knew him personally. You know what I'm saying? When I met him in college, I'd already known him. I'd already heard him on sets and stuff and on tracks. So, boom. So I Stroll's on it. So we're all in the group chat. I'm like, boom. All right, we need a name. Literally, this is all we're waiting on. We're in a group chat. We need the name. And then I thought to myself, I was like, all right, something football related. Obviously, you got like, for instance, you got the football terrace, you got the dugout, etc., stuff like that. Like, all right, what about from a third eye view? And it was like, how do you mean? I'm like, yeah, they say from a bird's eye view. We're watching the game from a bird's eye view, but there's 3 of us from a third eye view. Boom, genius. Everyone likes it. Ran it by Big S and Sparks.
It slaps.
Thank you.
It slaps, bro.
They like it. So we're like, all right, boom, we're just going to go in here and see what we can do. So I never forget the first show. So we did the first show. I didn't promote it like publicly because I'm like, all right, let's see how it goes. Make sure we all have chemistry, one. Make sure the Pi Radio hierarchy like it too, in case there's any issues of it going out, because at that point, Pi Radio wasn't a DAB radio station. If you go back and look at old videos when we're on there, it doesn't look how it looked now. Like they've built and invested massively. This is what it is when I say when I talk about giving the best possible platform to succeed. That's what Pi Radio did. They fully got on board with our show and pushed us to the hill, create logos for us, give us advice. Like I'd never had this at any of the I'd been on free radio stations before that. Never had that before. So that was nice because I'm like, okay, you giving me the best tools to succeed now.
Exactly.
So, as you know, I sent the link to was Tox. And Tox hit me back. And this is after the very first show. And he said, this show is a hit. You man are going to go clear with this. This is what Tox said from the first show. I said, really?
Bro, amen to that.
He said, listen, fam. He said, that show, he was like, I was fully involved. Like I was there. He was like,
That's why I watched. That's why I watched, because I was just like, I said to her, I was like, I'm laughing. Do you know what I mean? Yo, man was being domestic and everything, doing the dishes, whatever. Listen, and I'm laughing. Do you know? Even when she calls my name, I don't even listen because I'm so locked in.
Locked in.
I just want to conclude that, like, what you've just told me is unbelievable, because obviously you just hear your voice. Obviously, if you watch the YouTube, you see who you are, but you don't see the background work. You know, you don't see what's laying beneath flawless surface. You know, so and I respect you even more because, do you know, to be successful in this world is tough, man. And to better yourself individually is even tougher. And mentally, you need to be strong, man. And this is my segue into mental health, man. You go through all of this, okay? You know, fear. Let's be honest. Is this gonna blow? You know, is this gonna slap? You know, are people gonna listen? You know, how many people are doing football shows? Do you know what I mean? It's tough, isn't it? I mean, was there a point where from what I know of you, you're a confident guy, okay? And I'm a confident person as well. And I always believe the worst thing someone can tell you is no, and you keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? Or you ask a friend out, whichever one. But but my point is that, like, was there a point where you thought, wow, this is a bit too much, and you might have to take a step back mentally?
No, because I'm like, I have to be successful. This is why you see me working so hard. There might be people you prefer to me. There might be people who you think are more talented than me. There might be someone who you think is funnier than me, can talk better than me, has better footballing knowledge than me. Whatever. I've just refused to be outworked. All I need is the platform and the opportunity. You get me? Give me the track and I'm gonna run in it. Give me the swimming pool and I will swim. And I mean theoretically, because I can't physically. But yes, if you give me and that's what Pi Radio did, was provide me the best possible pool to swim. You get what I'm saying? Give me the best possible tools to build, and I will build you a show. That's what it is. So yeah, so from when Tox has told me that, because Tox, if it was bad, he would have told me, like, yo, it's not bad, go again. Not every venture hits. But I'm like, I know JV is hilarious and is very talented. I know me and Straw have been talking football ever since I met him, so I know he's very knowledgeable. I know I'm knowledgeable, so I'm like, the show's gonna work. And what made it stand out, it was like we had no competition, because there's no who else. All right, in this YouTubing world, who has a show on radio? No one. That's my whole point. Like there is, so that's why I'm looking at it like there is no competition. And we was looking, not even in a big-headed way, we was like, there isn't a football show on radio, not YouTube. Even though we go on YouTube, we also go on DAB and on online radio out here for people, for the man, for people who talk like us. I want to say man, I'm not just talking like just ghetto and hood. Because I'm not like that, strong ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? But for people who can relate to it, like you're all the way in Scotland, you'd rather listen to us than Man on Talk Sport, because we talk in your language. We're gonna say things in a way and use funny analogies where you understand it and you get it. So the show's going from strength to strength. We're knocking it out. Pi Radio at this point is building and building, and they're telling us about plans they have. We can see the work they're doing on the place. We can see them adding more shows to the station, etc., etc. And then I'll never ever forget it. So United had played the night before. I can't remember what. It was a day on the weekend. So I'm watching all the fan cams of everyone I'm a fan of. Aaron United, Saeed, Rance, Adam Matic, blah, blah, blah. Watch it. Wake up to a message from Bossman from the station. Oh, such and such said he wants to come on your stuff. He does his own thing. Do you know this guy? And then he sent me a picture. And the picture he sent me was Mr. Aaron United. And I was like, that's mad. I was just watching this guy. Mad. I was watching this guy literally the night before. And then he sent me the picture and was like, yo, this guy wants to come on. He thinks you lot are good. Do you know him? So I've messaged him back like, yo, I watch this guy all the time. Man's a fan. He's like, all right, boom. He said, hit him up. Here's his number. So I'm gassed at this point. Boom, message the group chat. Tell them, man, like, yo, what's it called? I tell them, man, yo, Aaron wants to come on. They're like, all right, pattern that. JV's he's been the most, even though I'm confident, he's the most confident in our product. So when these things happen, he goes, see, I told you, we're going clear. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Stroh will get gassed. Not that JV's not happy, but he expects it more than I do.
Yeah. He's already seen it coming.
He's already seen it. JV's like, yo, we going clear. JV was saying this from the first show. He's like, watch this space. We're going clear. He was saying this from early, from before we've had the first show and we've had the meeting. He's like, yo, we're going clear with this. Trust me. So then, boom, that's happened with Mr. Aaron United. So then I rang Aaron that night. We've got talking. I'm like, he's like, yeah, I'll come in. I was like, are you bringing Nuruddin and Saeed with you? Or is it just you? He's like, I'll come in all free. Gas mark through the roof and that. Because I'm a fan of them.
I think I watched that one. Did Aaron come in a silver jacket? Did Aaron wear a silver jacket?
Yes, you wore a silver jacket.
Yeah. I watched it, and I watched Mr. Aaron United, and I watched Saeed, and I think Nuruddin is just gold. I think Nuruddin is gold. Like the way the way his analogies and the way he speaks. I'm like, I'm with you. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm in the trenches with Nuruddin. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And obviously, Saeed's
complete side note, I just had a light bulb moment. I think I got a show idea for you as well. I'm gonna tell you off air though when we finish this.
Cool. Come on.
As you've just said, that light bulb has just gone off in it. If I was a cartoon, a light bulb would have been above my head and that.
Elevation.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I remember saying to myself, I was like, rah. I was like, two of my shows are colliding. I was like, I'm not missing this. Do you know? And do you know the funny thing is that for my mental health, it was very, very major to be able to watch you guys because, like you said, the way you guys spoke, the analogies that you used, the way you relate to things, I can relate to that. And I think it's probably the culture.
Yes, that's a better word to use. Culturally, you can relate to us. Yes.
Yeah, and also the representation, because I'm watching majority of your guys. It's there's two black guys doing this radio thing.
Yes.
You know, and normally, prior to 2020, I didn't really see many black people on TalkSport. You know, I didn't really see many black people on radio. Yes, BBC One Extra was holding it down, but I didn't really watch them too tough like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And at that period, that's what I was watching. I was just like, yo, my people, they talk like me. Cool. And the funny thing I used to always say to my guys up here, when you talk about football and then you bring it back and you refer it to something else, it bangs and it clicks because you get it. You don't have to explain too much. Do you know what I mean? And I love that. I really do love that. And I loved the fact that, you know, you'd see like shout out No Beef podcast and stuff. And I'm like, I used to be like, yeah, I'm in the cut. Like the guys know I'm listening. Do you know what I mean?
Big up No Beef podcast. Yeah, every time, because I'm extremely supportive to people who have supportive of me. Because you don't have to be here. You could be anywhere else watching whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm appreciative of everybody who supports. And you know what it's like? Like people are quick to criticize, but less likely to support. So it's mad. They say all the time, it's always the people who aren't around you who are the people who are around you are the least supportive. I know people I've known for years who haven't liked, retweeted, shared, told me great news on anything. But then I get you who I don't know from Adam all the way in Scotland who be there every single week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And do you know what, Bobz? What you said is true. And this makes me sad because, like, when I say sad, it makes me like eye-watering, teary because, you know, like in my conquest up here, what I'm trying to do and stuff. And, you know, it's only two of my cousins that have really had my back to be like, and I've got loads of cousins, bro. Not this like, oh, that's my cousin. I'm talking blood. Like, I've got loads of cousins, yeah. And like, and friends as well. And it's interesting, isn't it, that the people you expect to support you ain't the ones that are really there for you. Because, like, for example, of what I do, yeah, not to make this about me,
it's cool, both of us.
Amazing people through work, yeah. Who now I call my friends. I've probably known them for the last 6-7 months. We've got on because we're working together to try and reach equality for my work organization. I'm more likely to text them than I am to text someone I've known for 10 years. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And they're more likely to check in on me. And it's crazy. And while we're here, I just want to do a disclaimer, guys. You know, the UK is in lockdown. Make sure you contact your loved ones. Make sure you check in with people.
Yes.
Man, them, don't try and act too tough. You can't be gangster 24/7, yeah? 24/7, it's not working, brother. Just just listen, reach out to people, girls, everyone, reach out to people, talk to people, because, for my mental health during the first lockdown, if it wasn't for your show or Mr. Aaron United,
your love for that,
I was struggling, man. And this is what I think the power of engaging and also getting out of your comfort zone. Because, it was only I only started watching YouTube in 2020.
Okay, massive.
Yeah, seriously. And I'm trying to make a difference up here, and I see what you guys are doing. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I need to use this kind of platform, get on it to talk about racism, to talk about mental health. Then also I was like, yeah, I can talk about football. I can do that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
But like, it's just, for me, it helped me a lot, and it battled my demons, because I was thinking to myself, 2020, we're going to segue into racism, but, I was thinking to myself, wow, like, the people around me, the racial comments that were coming on, I'm looking at people like, whoa, I grew up with you. Is that how you feel? And what do you think about me? And I was just like, it was tough, man. Mentally, it was tough. And I was just started thinking, and then, one day I went on YouTube, and it was a Monday evening, believe it or not. And then I saw you guys, and I was just like, oh, and I laughed, and for me, it was like, I've just enjoyed watching YouTube, like, I've just enjoyed watching this program. It's made me laugh, feel good about myself. And that's when it clicked for me. I was like, okay, I've got the schedule with them every Monday. Cool. Yeah. I know every Monday I'm going to get my fix, like, and make sure I do everything, get everything done, domestically, whatever, work-wise. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
I get exactly what you're saying.
And what I'm trying to emphasize is that, like, you're doing something you're passionate about, but some of your viewers watching you need that. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, what
you're doing. And with the lockdown coming up, man, I was saying to, like, Prime and all that, like, bro, like, this is probably a good time for people to make more content, to collab more with other people, because what I've noticed that together, individually, we're strong, but together we're stronger. I personally believe in that, because you need someone to help you. Like it says in the Bible, if you don't help yourself, no one can help you. You need to help yourself by communicating with other people, collabing, making more content, having a reason, feeling good about yourself again. And I found that,
I love to hear that, man. I'm glad that, to you and to anyone else who's watching this, if we helped you, like, mentally during any period, like, we appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're just out here trying to make content to put smile on people's faces and make them forget about whatever they've got going on for an hour and a half or 2 hours on a Monday or hour and a half on a Sunday and things like that. And that's why we created more shows, which we will get into shortly.
Yeah. I'm glad. I just thought, like, wow. And then, it made me focus. I was on uni. Obviously, like, I was the leader of the BAME network. And, like, I just went back to being Bobz. Do you know what I mean? I just went back to being Bobz. And, I think it's probably one of the most happiest times I've ever been now. Literally. And God forgive me for saying that, because obviously 2020, we've lost people, but we've also welcomed people. People have had babies and stuff. So,
Oh, so many lockdown babies coming, and there's so many more. So many. Because that's all people got to do, innit? If you're in the house all day with your woman, what you gonna do, innit? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Babies and that. We gonna see a baby boom. I'm telling you. We gonna see a baby boom. I said this, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, bro. So let me ask you.
Go on.
I've watched your shows, okay? So I know your opinion on racism, okay? Yeah. Obviously, we both support Man United.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we've had an issue with Cavani, okay? I've actually heard your views on it because I watched you today. So I don't want to get you to repeat it because you've already spoken about it. What I want to ask you, right, is racism is, for me, I'm not going to be naive. I know racism is a poison that I want to kill it, end it. Yeah. I'm not naive though, because it's 2021 and we're still talking about it, Yeah. So what I'm going to ask you, is what's your thoughts on it, and how would you deal with it, or how would you eradicate it?
Do you know what? With racism, there's no way to permanently eradicate it. You can't, because people are just ignorant and it's learned behavior. Nobody's born, comes out the womb, grows up, and is racist.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen just automatically.
You're not born with it, 100%.
Yes, something happens to trigger that. So whether somebody does something to you, say you're white and somebody black does so, say two black people rush you, you might hate black people forever for that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's learned from your parents and grandparents. Like I've been there, you know what I'm saying? And that, like I've been involved with white females who have told me their grandparents are racist. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I ever turned up to a family function or we and this girl had kids, that could have been a mazza. But like I said, I love that in it. There's nothing better than seeing racist people end up with mixed grandbabies. Oh, it's great. You know what I'm saying? And that Chris Rock has a great joke about that. He said, don't hate anybody because he's like, whoever you hate will end up in your family. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, you hate Puerto Ricans? He's like, your woman gonna come home living the vida loca. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's true. It's true. It's funny, isn't it, though, Flash, right? You know, like, I find it funny sometimes and interesting. Like, obviously, we're black men, okay? And when people try and make out to you, or you're black, or you're this, or you're black, blah, 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 and stuff, or the N-words and stuff, it's like, do you really hate me that much? Or do you just hate? Do you know what I mean? It's like, you don't know me. Don't know me from Adam. You've never spoken with me, you know, yet you choose to look at my skin and get personal. And I don't know, man. Like, obviously, I've witnessed racism. I've been a victim. I've lived in Scotland, you know, and that's not me saying Scotland's racist. No, I've just been. I mean, I live in a country where it's dominated by the white race. Not so much as now, because you know, right now there's a lot. It's a very, very mixed, man. Very urban, Eastern European, Asian, Southeast Asian, East Asian, loads of mix in Scotland, in Edinburgh, the capital, which is beautiful to see. But when I was growing up, I used to think to myself, like, wow, really? Do you, like, you know, okay, I'm black. Cool story, bro. do you ever get like that yourself?
I get what you're saying in terms of that. How I look at it is like with racism and dealing with how I would like to. If you're racist, say it with your chest. I'm not saying being aggressive and start attacking people. Let me know so I know not to fuck with you. Yeah. I know if you're the head of a company, I know where not to shop. I know what not to buy. I know what that's like. I don't know. Say the head of a company came out and said, say the head of YouTube came out and was racist. All right, I know what platform not to use, innit? You know what I'm saying? I know what to put money into. Let me know where not to place my money. It's the fact of the underhanded racism. Like, all right, we'll do business with you. We'll get involved with black people and black culture. Because black culture, let's not get mistaken, black culture is highly influential. Highly influential. Don't matter if it's music, doesn't matter if it's dress sense. We run this shit. Simple as that, innit? Like, we take things and make it cool. You get what I'm saying? Even all the way back to the slave days, in it, like food and soul. Well, I don't know if it's exactly soul food, but I know the slave masters gave the slaves bits that they didn't want, and we chop that up and seasoned it and make the best of it. You get what I'm saying? And that. So it's kind of like
to this day seasoning, bro. So
that's how I look at it. So if you are racist, like I'm saying, not go out there be aggressive. You can easily move to an all-white neighborhood, get with your white woman or white, and not entertain or get involved with anyone of any other race, and that's your ignorant decision to be in. I just don't like the fact that they'll be involved with us. Like, how are you going to be racist and then be the owner of an NBA team? You know what I'm saying? Or you're racist and be a fan of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Or what's even crazy of what I've noticed in the YouTubing world is I've seen people like Flex, who's obviously on the United stand, get so much racial abuse, but someone who was racially abusing him had a profile picture of Trent. Make that make sense. How you abusing Flex, calling him racist words? I'll never forget this. And his profile picture was Trent. Do you not realize Trent is also black?
But the thing is, you know what they see though? See, this is the thing that I was talking to my colleagues as well up here. It's like when I've been to football matches and people at the football matches are racist. They don't see me. Do you know what it is? I read something in the summer. And it went like this. Some people don't like black people. They just like you. And that sunk in so deep. Yeah. And I thought, wow. And then I always remind myself, some people don't like black people, they just like you.
And some people just they just like, all right, we don't like you, but entertain us.
Yes.
That's what it is. We don't like you, but we love your culture. We don't like you, but we love how you season your food. We don't like you, but we love how you dance. You know what I'm saying? You don't get Millie Rocks and all these things and nays and two steps and trick walks without us. And, like we run this shit. Yeah, go on.
We went to Belfast, and we went to Belfast for a stag, yeah, and it was like we were literally the only Maltesers minstrels. It was bank holiday weekend, yeah, bank holiday weekend. And listen, anyone out listening, go Belfast bank holiday weekend. It is one of the best weekends ever. So listen, yeah. So we went through the club, yeah, and obviously it was like first night we're dressed in black and the stag was in white.
Yeah.
Come to the club, yeah. I think he was playing like Kanye West or something. Yeah. So we were rocking, and we were the only people in VIP. But you had to go through the dance floor. I swear to God, bro, I felt like Moses. I was at the front there. Everyone was stopped dancing. And then they just turned around and look at us, and the floor split. But because we had to get through there to get to the VIP, and I'll never forget, yeah, everyone was just looking. I was just smiling. I was just like, and I was like, yo, do they all know that we're in VIP? Is this how VIP get treated? Like, raw, they're moving out of my way. And then my cousin was like, yo, it's because we're black. I was like, yeah, I know that, but I'm gonna see it in a different kind of light. This is how they're gonna treat us. And then the funny thing is, yeah,
go on.
The DJ came up to us. He was like, boys, is there anything I can play that makes you feel more welcome? And we were taken back. We were like, raw, this guy sees us. And he's like, he wants to make us feel comfortable. He's not even thinking about the stares, the trouble we got from the burns. He wanted to make us comfortable. And that made me, bro, that stuck in my head. And I thought, do you know what, yeah? Not all white people are racist. Not all black people are troublemakers.
Facts.
Not all anything. We're all human beings. And like this guy didn't know us. He just saw us, loved our vibe. He's like, yo, what can I play for you guys to have a good time? And that stuck with me. And I was thinking, I'm in a Northern Ireland right now. I'm black. And it's like, this guy's white, tall guy. He was like Northern Irish. And he just wanted to make sure we had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you know what I'm trying to say to you? And then there's people on the street or on social media will wake up, log into social media, as in type in their username, type in their password, yeah. Go and search, yeah, scroll my username and try and be. Do you know, bro, you can't, bro. As you say, make it make sense, man.
Make it make sense. So that's why I don't pay racists no mind. That's their ignorant issue. You get what I'm saying? I'm just going to continue to be out here. Love those who love you. And like you said, yeah, not all white people like, I got love for it like Stro. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand how I can be cool with Stro's a Liverpool fan. I'm a United fan, but that is bigger than football. Like Stro, my peoples. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's not all. There's other white people who I have mad love for. Innit? Like I have mad love for people who have love for me. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? If you support me in any capacity,
I've excuse me, in my network, it's BAME network, yeah. I have white people in it. I have two white people on my panel, you know, who are very special to me, bro. Seriously, like, so you know, nah, man. It's and I have white friends as well. So like, no, 100%. And I love how they are so comfortable talking about racism. They're comfortable with talking discrimination because you know they know what right from wrong is. I'm just gonna conclude on that matter because that was nice, man. Like seriously, I love rapping with you about this stuff like this, man. We have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Go on.
And Manchester United potential. Well, let's not. In fact, do you know what? Yeah, let me just say it. Yeah, I said from the get-go we could win the league. Yeah, and everyone. I swear, I know. And I remember I said that on Usman Talks United.
Shout out Usman, man.
Yeah. Oh, salute Usman. Get well soon, big bro. Seriously, man.
Oh shit! What? You got COVID?
No. I think he's just ill.
He's just ill. All right. Yeah.
I told him next time you bring a girl over, be careful, man. Be careful.
Yeah, man. Yo, Usman out here winning or not? You get me on YouTube Street. Yo, shout out Usman out here winning. You get what I'm saying or not? Winning out here. Okay, Usman, innit? You know what I'm saying?
I said to him, yeah. I I said, I was like, we can win the league. And they looked at me, like, what? I was like, I'm being serious. And I remember them looking at me like, I was like, yeah, I think we can win the league. And they're like, no. I was like, no. And the reason I thought that was because, like, I never talk about my football background. I used to play football and I was like full-time and stuff. It was my occupation at one point. I just thought from watching Liverpool last season, they hadn't been challenged. They won the league without a challenge. They challenged the season before and they lost it. So they'd never been hunted. They'd never been, they've never felt the heat. And I just felt their football beautiful to watch. When it all clicks, it's fascinating, it's brilliant, but it's not sustainable. Okay? And I just think to myself, their performances at the tail end of last season, I was like, nah, you guys can be got at. And the Atletico Madrid Champions League exit, for me, I was like, yo, there you go, yo. See, there you go. See, shout out to World Ride Stretch Show. Sean, I remember one show you said it, Bobz, and I was thinking you was mad. See, trust me, bro. I've been saying it. I said it on the terrace as well, And Terry looked at me like, okay, we'll just carry on. And now, we'll see what happens. So anyway, enough about me, What's your intake on it? Because we are in a position that is unheard of the last, since Fergie, right? What do you think? What are you thinking? And let's remember, Cookie Crumble FC dropped points. So
that's a Cookie Crumble FC. I like that still. That being said, are Manchester United currently in a title race? Yes. Do we have the players and the squad depth to compete for a title? 1000%. This is why I've been so harsh on Oli. All the players he has now, he had at the start of the season. Like it's not like we've just got an influx of new players and it's lots of new players and it's different. Like, we've had these players to play this type of football, even though some of them. Ooh, let's go. How long's gone? How long's gone on that game?
How long is gone? Yeah.
That was no please, World Wide Red. Yeah, find out. But as I was saying, yes. So that's why I was very critical of him, even though some of our actual performances, not results, are absolutely terrible with the football we play. The issue, and am I going to get swept up and on board the bandwagon, and I'm going to jump in and I'm going to continue to push forward the propaganda? Absolutely. You see my social media. I say this all the time. Manchester United's fan base is absolutely shameless on social media, and I love it. I'm all for it. I'm all for pushing agendas and all type of things, because we haven't been in a race for 8 years now. Last time we was in a title race was 8 years ago. So we're going to thoroughly enjoy this. That being said, in my heart of hearts, in all seriousness, do I believe our manager is good enough to finish above Pep's Manchester City and Klopp's Liverpool? No. Because I believe when it comes to...
They've just talked off VAR, offside.
So when it comes to... How long's gone?
64 minutes.
Okay. When it comes to key decisions, I believe Oli will get more key decisions wrong than he gets right. And I look at our Champions League exit. Imagine that's the Premier League, and we need a point with 2 games. We've played 36 games. We need a point to be champions. I still don't have faith in him getting us over the line with that. So I look at the manager. I look at Manchester City. They're going under the radar, the best defensive record in the league currently. They still got Aguero to come back. We know all the talented players they have, and on top of that, they have Pep. Liverpool, even with all their injuries and all their issues and losing Van Dijk, they're still top of the table currently. They still have Mane, Salah. They have Jota in there. They have Firmino. They have Thiago in there. They still have Trent and Robertson. Yes, we were trolling Trent yesterday, but they still have quality players. They still have Fabinho. So I don't see Oli. If we had a serious manager, I'm all in. We can win this league. The only reason why we're not seen as title challenges and not being taken seriously is because of our manager. But people who are Oli in don't want to believe that. That's what it is. If we had Ancelotti and we're joint top with a game in hand, everyone's talking about us as title challenges. But because of the manager we have, even people who are Oli in don't think Oli can win the league. Even people who are supportive of this manager don't believe he can win the league. I want to be wrong, though. I want to be wrong so bad. But
see, for that for us,
yeah, go on.
Let me ask you this, Do you not just think, though, the way the season is going? Okay, let me not set you up here. Okay, the way the season is going.
Yeah, set me up. It's calm. Let's go.
No, because I just think the way the season's going, I think he could do it, Oli, because I think he's starting to become a bit consistent, and I can start to understand why he's picking a certain lineup. And obviously, he's obviously doing something because we are where we are at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Do you not think just with the shockingness and disastrous way the season has been going?
I get what you're saying, but I look at it. I put the majority of our success on our players. We rely on individual brilliance to win matches.
Yeah,
it's individual. The thing is that good. The thing is that is good for Manchester United is we have so many players who can produce individual brilliance at any given moment, or can combine to do that. Look at the West Ham game, prime example. We were terrible for an hour, 65 minutes, 70 minutes, and then one world-class finish, long-range shot from Pogba sets us up. Greenwood spin, individual brilliance. The pass from Mata, one of the best passes I've seen in a long time, and the finish from Rashford. So that's 4 pieces of individual magic from 4 quality players. No other team, probably bar Manchester City, maybe Liverpool, have the ability to do that. Pogba, there isn't many midfielders when that gets laid back to Pogba by Bruno that can score that. There isn't many strikers in the league that can score that goal that Greenwood scored. There isn't many passers of the ball that can play that pass that Mata played. Mata was playing was facing the complete wrong way. So
I know.
Slip of the tongue is because we were talking about slavery and all them things. Yeah, that's what that is. But yeah, Mata was facing the complete wrong way and still played the pass with backspin. You know what I'm saying? So it's mostly on the players, but to me, that is not sustainable for a league title. If it was just City we had to conquer, I'd be more convinced. If it was just Liverpool, I don't see Ole finishing above 2 of the best managers in the Premier League era ever. Klopp and Pep are up there.
I hear that, and I actually agree with you, right? There's something in the back of my mind, that just says, these managers, Klopp and Pep, were novices at once. People forget Klopp got relegated with Mainz, and he couldn't get them back up and he left. And obviously, all these got, I think it's 10 years of management experience.
10 years.
Yeah, so I just think, it clicked for Klopp, and obviously you could say Liverpool gave him time because he had a structure and so on. It clicked for Pep, but bear in mind, between me and you, I think if me and you were manager of that Barcelona team at the time, I think me and you would have scooped up a lot of ice creams that season. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you?
I get what you're saying.
I don't know. I think because I'm trying to stay positive and optimistic. Let's not say positive, optimistic. I just think that, he could just Tottenham, man. 2-0.
2-0.
Son. Anyway, forget that lot, Forget them.
Forget that lot.
No, but I just think he could do it, And I'm looking at the time, So look, normally I try and do this an hour, but listen,
I'm a talker. I told you this from the gym.
No. It's wonderful, man. It's good for me. I'm just gonna read a few of these comments because I do appreciate people engaging and locking in. Sorry, I read that one. Klopp is World Wide Red. Sean, big up to you. Klopp is feeling the heat. Man's out here crying about United and pens already. Yeah, do you know what? I watched the Mandem United when I was driving.
Love for that.
Davey said something. Bluetooth, by the way. Just a disclaimer. It wasn't in my hand or anything. Bluetooth. And he said he's like, he could have said what he said without mentioning Man United.
Go on.
Klopp.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said about Klopp. Yeah, that is true. But because Klopp is rattled by what's going on. And more so, Musa pointed this out on the Mandem United show. They've got 2 points from their last possible 9. 2 points from their last 3 games. And it's not like they've played they've played Southampton, Fulham, and West Brom. That should be at least minimum 7.
Well, there you go.
7, shout out Ryan. So that's why he's feeling the heat. That being said, he's aiming it at the wrong Manchester club. Or City, even though Manchester United are currently in form, so is City.
Yeah. Listen. We're not going to sleep on City because
I'm not. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The 2 teams, if Liverpool don't win it, I think Manchester City will win it. If Manchester City don't win it, I think Liverpool will win it. They're the 2 teams. I just don't see in my heart of hearts Ole finishing above them both. Because if he does, one, we are going to be unbearable as Manchester United fans, and that'll probably be the first ever 24-hour live stream because we will be partying literally for 24 hours. Secondly, that puts a massive dent on the legacy of both of their managers if they get beat to a league title by Oli. If both Pep and Klopp get beat to a league title by Oli and this Manchester United side, that is a massive dent on their legacies because these men are trying to go into GOAT statuses. Yeah, that's true. He is kind of, but like I said, I sit here there. That's what it is. If it was just to overcome one, I'd be that's both of them. Before we wrap up, prediction for tomorrow.
Ooh, United win.
This is what's tough. How is City going to set up? How are we going to set up? Normally, we know how City are going to play. But if you look at the Manchester derby and the way they played, Pep was very defensive. Does he come and be defensive again? So does he come and be defensive?
He might just go on attack. He might think pound for pound. He might, do you know what I mean? He might just go pound for pound.
I'm saying Manchester United on penalties. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going. I think we'll be clinical on the night, and I'm going
4-0.
No. I think like City will have all the ball, but we will win 3-1 or 3-2.
Okay, you saying high school? You see us scoring 3 goals against the City side, all right?
I just think Rashford and Martial will get changed out of John Stones. There's a penalty in there, like
there is a mistake in John Stones.
So,
but I don't see him coming. Yeah, I don't see high scoring games.
Do you not think so?
I don't see a high scoring game. No. I don't see City going for it, and defensively they're good. So I don't see many goals in this game. This is why I said penalties. A 0-0 wouldn't surprise me. Another 0-0 wouldn't surprise me.
Get to the final, bro. Between me and you, I don't really care.
Of course. Get to the final. That's what we want to do. Get to the final. It keeps the momentum going that we currently have.
100%. I could ask you this question, actually.
Go on.
Now, before we go, because I'm just thinking, God forbid, obviously Tottenham are probably going to the final, Jose Mourinho wins a trophy for Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
Where does that put him?
He's done what he's supposed to do at Spurs. That's what he's been brought in to do. He's been brought in to win a trophy. So if he wins the Carabao Cup, he's done his job because he's not going to win the Premier League with them. So the only things there is Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. They're the three. So that's what Mourinho has been brought in to do. And Mourinho will do that. He will win you trophies. He might blow everything up in the process, but he'll win you trophies. He'll win you trophies. You know the football is going to be rubbish. You know what I'm saying? You know the football is going to be rubbish. You know he's going to dig out his players. You know it's all going to end. We know how this film ends. We've seen it. It all ends in tears. We've seen it twice at Chelsea. We've seen it at Manchester United. It all ends in tears, but you may get a trophy out of it. And I bet Spurs fans, their last trophy was 2008? So they're going to be ecstatic. They're going to be ecstatic about that. But we can't have it. He'll talk to most credit if he wins a trophy at Spurs.
100%. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen. But listen, guys, that is episode 15 of Bitz and Bobz Meets Flawless. Listen, please, the new guys, please subscribe, smash a like, share, tell every Tom, Dick, and Mohammed about this show. Please make sure you go and subscribe to Flawless's channel. And man, listen, take care of yourself, and obviously glory, Man United. Peace and love to everyone. Flawless, thank you so much for coming on, racking with me. Seriously, man, it's love. Just a few real crisps here. Jose's never lost a final. I know. Hopefully, Ollie can put a change to that.
Yep.
And Mourinho's level
Guys, people think I'm being disrespectful. He wins the lesser trophies now. He doesn't win the big trophies no more. The last time he won a big trophy, and when I say this major trophies, I'm talking your domestic league, your Champions League. So in this instance, Premier League and Champions League. The last time he won a Premier League was 2015 with Chelsea. The last time he won a Champions League was 2010 with Inter Milan.
Yeah, with Inter Milan, yeah.
So he's gone 10 years without European success. Bear in mind, he's managed at Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Manchester United. So he's gone 10 years without no Champions League, and he's gone 5 years without no Premier League. Mourinho, that's him. He'll win you the FA Cup, a Europa League, and an FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or Europa League. That's what he does. He wins you the second tier trophies now. And I hate to say that because I'm a Mourinho fan, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Everyone, peace and love to you all. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you're new.
Big up for having me, man. Appreciate it, man. Love,
Amen.
thank you.
Anytime, man.